Buenas tardes amigos, bienvenidos a El Minnesota de Hoy Presenta, esta compilación con contenido local, entrevistas, reportajes, segmentos de nuestra comunidad hispana aquí en el estado de Minnesota. Programa local transmitido a través de la televisión pública, la televisión de acceso. Gracias a ellos, ESPN en la ciudad de St. Paul, en Minneapolis, Speak Minneapolis, CCX Media, ciudad Brooklyn Park y Brooklyn Center, al norte en los suburbios norte de las ciudades gemelas con QCTV y BCAT al sur en la ciudad de Bloomington. También agradecemos a las estaciones de radio El Rey Radio, a Paraíso Musical y el Super Barrio Latino, programas latinos en las estaciones radiales, así como a KEBM, KFAI y a otras estaciones que transmiten diariamente el breve informativo del Minnesota de hoy. Tenemos un programa bastante positivo para todos nosotros, continuando con la serie Yo, un latino en Minnesota, una compilación de los 4 nuevos perfiles que presentamos en este año 2024 como parte de esta serie Yo, un latino en Minnesota. Los dejamos con este valioso contenido para nuestra comunidad. Esto es el Minnesota de Hoy Presenta. Les saluda Gustavo Mancilla. Muchas gracias.
The word resilience, when I think about it, really says a lot about me and says a lot about the women, the children, the youth that we work with, but also says a lot about our community, the Latino community. And sometimes we don't recognize our own resilience. But as an individual, I think I have grown up through all kinds of things. And I think I'm very resilient and I can stand tall. And I can also help others to stand tall. So resilience is about, to me, it's also about power. I grew up on the west side of St. Paul. And if you know the west side, those of you who know the west side, it was very much Mexicano and Chicano. And I just always remember that everybody knew my family. So growing up, we lived in a house, a big double house. We lived on one side, and my abuelita and my tía and tío and cousins lived on the other side. And now today, I live on the side that my grandmother lives on, and my sister lives on the side that we grew up on. So it's still a family home all of these years later, and I'd like to always have that as a family home for us. Over the years, when I think about the Latino community and what has transformed or what has happened over the years, I think about the fact that, first of all, Mexicanos have been in Minnesota since the 1800s. And I don't think everybody knows that. I mean, our community may know that, but outside of our community, that may not be known. And I think people always think that it's more newcomers than people who have been established here. But Minnesota has a long established Latino community. And I think one of the ways we've transformed is when I was growing up, I thought everything happened on the west side. That's where all Mexicanos and other Latinos lived. But in fact, Minneapolis had more Latinos. We just had more in one neighborhood than most neighborhoods had. And then over time, the east side grew with a large Latino population. So I think we've transformed neighborhoods. And so when we think about our community, it's always been really vibrant. And I think people have always been involved. But when we look around, you can look at almost in any neighborhood and you can see Latinos live there. We are everywhere. We're business owners. That's a community that has transformed over the years, and we help each other. There are business owners that help other business owners. Yeah. There are people in corporations that help others get into corporations. And so I think that's part of how we have transformed through the local organizations like Esperanza United, which was Casa de Esperanza before. You know, we have had youth participate in our program who work for us now. You know, we've had leaders that have been involved in our leadership program nationally that have also worked for us, or they've worked for others that we know. And so that's transformation. When we can work with kids, see them grow up, participate with us and then coach other kids or mentor other kids and then become our employees or the employees of other organizations, that's transformation. It took me a long time to think of myself as a Latina with legacy, right? I think of so many Latina leaders out here in Minnesota, certainly nationally, but in Minnesota, that I think they're leaving a legacy. Like, I look at my mentor, Lupe, and I've been trying to continue to live out her vision. And I believe I've done that well, and others who work at Esperanza United. Because for me, it was always about this vision of community and how do we involve community, and not just women and girls, but also boys and men and whole community families. So I have always felt that I'm blessed to be a leader in Minnesota. I feel like over the years, my focus, because it has been on community, and I've always thought about what a community leader means. Not me as a leader, but me as a community leader. And for me, that means that I'm always thinking about the well-being of the community. And so with that, I'm very proud to be a Latina leader in Minnesota. And I think I'm one of many. What I like a lot about Minnesotans, is that, first of all, I think people who live in Minnesota are used to volunteering. They're used to giving, and they are used to also sharing. But I also think organization-wide, I think more and more organizations are learning that it's important to be in community. When I used to say that, I don't have the right to walk in front of my community, I have the right and the responsibility to walk alongside. So first of all, I want people to understand that there is history. And if they knew more about Latino history, they could really open their eyes about how wonderful our community is, first of all. And I think the other thing is, I want people to know that we are a vibrant community. We're a strong community. And I think we have pride in our community. Be bold and also be smart. So someone said to me, "Oh, you mean be smart and then be bold?" I go, no. Because if you try to be smart, then you're going to think about all the reasons why you shouldn't do this. Oh, no, that's not going to work. No, be bold. And then you're already out there. And then you say, okay, we need to think about this and this and this. But you turned it around. And I always say, be bold. That's what I want you to do. And I am Patricia Tototzitle, a Latina leader in Minnesota.
Tu futuro en Minneapolis College es accesible, alcanzable. Este jueves 14 de noviembre ven al evento Casa Abierta. Conoce la facultad, el campus. Explora las carreras y oportunidades para el futuro. Comienza tu carrera, realiza tu potencial y sé tú mismo. En la Casa Abierta de Minneapolis College podrás aplicar gratis. Regístrate ahora para asistir este jueves 14 de noviembre. Juntos somos Minneapolis College.
Cultura, culture. Culture is something really important for ourselves. Culture represents who we are, who I am, what I'm doing, and what is in my background, my roots. Culture represents history of our people. In my case, from the native people from Ecuador. Yeah, I came here, well, 1991 was when I came here to the States, but I was married, and that's the reason I came here. And I have a family, I have my kids here. But I used to do music back in my home in Ecuador with my brothers and some friends too. But the idea for me was to do something here in the States too. I started playing with friends and from Ecuador too, but here in Minneapolis. But always as my thoughts, as my ideas to do something different. What the regular Andes groups was doing back in those years. So in 1993, I started with my ideas. I said, we have to do something. And my brother came, one of my brothers came from, he was traveling in Europe. He came to the States. So that's where you start. We started to get together. I said, let's do it. Our ideas, our music, and try something different. And then we find out friends from other countries, like my friend, maybe as you know, musician Juan Bautista. He's from Nicaragua, and he has his ideas about, he was doing salsa music and back in the, so it was like we started like when we get together, like a get combination of different rhythms and our music and stuff. So end up at the end a really good arrangements we did. People like it, but in the meantime, always was for ourselves was through our music was expression about our lives. Well, the beginning was tough. Was really tough because we don't know what to do exactly, where to go, or what events, who is the contact. Was really hard, but some people help us, and we started doing like a school performance, which I really love to do, because that's where we can teach the kids, all kind of ages, to teach who we are. And always the kids or students, they like to know more about the culture and want to know about the instruments, so they're more interested. And that's what I like it a lot back in those years, because I can talk to them and I can teach them, and I can feel their interest to learn and to see what is the sound of our instruments made of bamboo and wood from South America. Later on, we start, people helping us, give us connections for festivals, for different events. Then when we start, people getting to know about Ecuador Manta. Ecuador Manta is a band, is a local band, and they do traditional music, and they play all the venues, different events. So, for the beginning it was hard, but we did it. So we didn't know, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep finding more opportunities. Let's go to the next contact, the next event. Let's try. So was tough, but we did it. Sometimes I don't like to be called a leader, but I like to be called one of the person who came with this idea, with this culture idea, and share with the community, all different backgrounds. And I feel proud and I feel happy about it. And always, trying to work with different organizations, in any event or any project, to support them. But I feel it's better to be like that, to myself. It's my opinion, to be like that, be supporter, be always a little behind. I don't want to be a show up. We like to inspire another people, another generations to keep going with their ideas. Ecuador Manta did this. Ecuador Manta is here, there, is doing this. Could be somebody else. So, the Minnesotans to know about us will be about to learn more about our culture, to learn more about our roots, to learn more about where we come from. Not just Ecuador, about all the Latino community. Because behind ourselves, behind every Latin community is a history. Is a culture, and it's really important if when they find out the history of each one, they're gonna understand much better who we are, where we come from, and so that we'll be more respectful for ourselves. What are we doing here in this country? Is we just, like we do in our country, keep going and work hard and be, hardworking person, hardworking people, and supporting each other, Mi nombre es Alfonso Burga, soy un latino más de Minnesota.
¿Eres dueño de una pequeña empresa y te gustaría aprender formas efectivas de contratarte con el estado de Minnesota? Únete a la Oficina de Equidad en Adquisiciones del Departamento de Administración y al Apex Accelerator este miércoles 13 de noviembre y conéctate con los recursos y la experiencia para abrir las puertas y hacer crecer tu negocio con contratos con el Estado. Libera tu potencial, domina los conceptos básicos de contratos y más. Forma parte de un grupo exitoso de emprendedores y mujeres exitosas y de minorías en este evento único. Contracting, Master the Basics and Beyond. Regístrate ahora.
So opportunity for me means being able to work with others that you love in an environment that you care for and are enabled to grow in, to be able to help others and work with others in the community to help the community as well. My first memory of an opportunity would be when I was a young man, approximately 22 years old. I worked in a fast food environment, and I thought to myself that I wanted to be a business owner in a restaurant. And I thought that I could do this myself if I just had the opportunity to do it myself. And I worked hard to get the opportunity, and I was fortunate enough that it came to me. My father was an immigrant from Mexico, and in the environment that I grew up in, there wasn't a lot of opportunity in the small town. My sister lived here in Minneapolis, and I love the big city, and I wanted to come to the big city for more opportunity, where I knew the opportunity that I was looking for would be there, and I would just have to work hard to get it. Therefore, I transplanted to Minnesota. Well, as I grew up as a young man in high school, there were some ethnical challenges being in a small town, and discussing it with my family. My father just taught us as children to just be yourself, be who you are, and remember, familia is everything, and that's what we did, and it all worked out just fine. And that's what I taught my children, and I'm now teaching my grandchild. What I've experienced with the growth of the Latino community in my 35 years of being here are that the Latino community are very hardworking, very dedicated to what they do. And they just want to earn a living and raise their family and be successful. And they're very, very outgoing, very nice people. I've been very blessed to be able to employ them and work with them. The Small Business Administration Minority Person of the Year Award for 2024 that I received recently. The process began back in November of last year when the Small Business Administration Bank that I work with nominated me for the award, and we went through the interview process, and they submitted the interview, and I was selected out of a number of people in the state of Minnesota. And it was very surprising to me when I received the news, and I'm very honored, and still am very honored. And it means a lot to me. You know, I never really work hard. I never really work hard for accolades. I don't. But being my age at 60 now, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to see. It's kind of nice to feel it. And it tells me that I'm doing the right thing in the community. I've been fortunate enough to do that for the last 20 years in Prior Lake, where I reside. And I belong to the Prior Lake Rotary Club for the last 15 years, and that's allowed me to collaborate with the local community, regionally, and worldwide as well. And it's been very rewarding to me for people to come to me and ask me for advice as a businessman, business owner in the community, as a minority business owner as well. So the collaboration part has been very rewarding for me. The most I like about Minnesota are the people here are genuine and nice. The weather's suspect sometimes throughout the year, but for the most part, the weather is nice. I've always liked Minnesota growing up in Northeast Iowa. I liked the big city as a young child, and the city's big enough for me. And there's lots of opportunity here for anyone, as well as socially. There's a lot of social opportunity. I have deep roots here around the Twin Cities, and it's a place I call home. The Latino community in Minnesota are very hardworking. They're very dedicated to their craft, their career. There are a lot of small business Latino owners, many more than when I started, which is nice to see. And it's prevalent now. We just want to earn a living like anybody else, and we're willing to work hard to do it in whatever it takes. Always work hard, and good things happen to good people. My name is Manny Perez, a small business Latino owner in Minnesota.
¿Eres dueño de una pequeña empresa y te gustaría aprender formas efectivas de contratarte con el estado de Minnesota? Únete a la Oficina de Equidad en Adquisiciones del Departamento de Administración y al Apex Accelerator este miércoles 13 de noviembre y conéctate con los recursos y la experiencia para abrir las puertas y hacer crecer tu negocio con contratos con el Estado. Libera tu potencial, domina los conceptos básicos de contratos y más. Forma parte de un grupo exitoso de emprendedores y mujeres exitosas y de minorías en este evento único. Contracting, Master the Basics and Beyond. Regístrate ahora.
Talent to me means when you were given a set of abilities that you were blessed with, that it takes little to no effort to realize that you have something special. With talent comes the responsibility to then develop, make it sharp, polish those edges to really make sure that you're taking advantage of those God-given abilities. It's up to you to develop them into unique abilities to contribute to a team, to a community, and to help us win. Pablo Lopez to me, obviously it's me, but no, it's really, I'm really proud of the journey that I've been on for most of my life, you know, like there's been difficult times, there's been barriers, there's been hurdles that I have to jump over to get where I'm at today, but I wouldn't change a single thing. It's someone that really sees challenges as opportunities to make something happen. See challenges to like, okay, this is my opportunity to prove what I'm made of. So I always try to look everything through like the positive perspective. I try not to dwell in the past, but more to prepare for the future. I try to be as present as I can every single day. We are not guaranteed a next game. We are not guaranteed tomorrow. So what I have right now is what's in front of my eyes. So I really want to take advantage of like doing everything that I can so that what I'm doing today takes me where I want to be tomorrow. Turning expectations into standards. Like I mentioned, I was with Miami, where there is a very high Latin American community population. But, it's been years and years and years of following the growth of the Latin present, whether it's out of the public eye or in the public eyes, like actors, musicians, sports like athletes, especially in the baseball world. There's always been a high Latin American community. So making it to Minnesota, I knew it was going to be a little different than Miami, but I was surprised about how big the community really is. And I always try to make myself available to the Twins community department, and we always do these like little events. They contact me if I want to go do something, and almost every time I say yes, unless I'm pitching. And I do try to get involvement with the Latin community in Minnesota, and it's a really nice surprise whenever we hold like Latin American Day or like the Hispanic Heritage Month. I see the presence coming to Target Field, and it's really unique and special, and I'm really proud of who I identify as Latin people. We are unique, we're caring, we're warm. We let everyone know that we want all to be a big family, and it's a unique feeling. So I was very pleased and happy to see that Minnesota has a continuously growing Latin community. I remember a lot of people telling me, oh, it's going to be a good fit. You match the vibe of the Minnesotans, like the people from there, like very genuine, very authentic. So that made me really excited. And I was looking forward to being a part of this community. And it's been amazing from the beginning. Like I said, like they welcomed me with big open arms. They really wanted to know me. I wanted to get to know the community. I'd let them know that I want to be a part of the Twins community. I want to be involved. I want to do all the things. So when I put the Twins uniform on, I'm representing the entire Twins territory. So it's been a great fit. They've been really good to my family. The entire Twins territory is now my family. So that's how I ended up here. And I have many more years to be a part of this community. And I'm really excited about that. Life goes on outside of the field. I'm on the field for an X amount of hours a day, but when I'm not on the field, I'm Pablo Lopez, the person. I'm Pablo Lopez, the nephew, the brother, the siblings. So like, there's much more to us than just baseball. So I take great pride on just taking time and just going out there and then just be someone from the community. To whoever that's out there going through tough times, there's always steps to take to get you back on track. Don't take things personal. Like, all we can control is how we react to things. We can't control why things happen, but we control the way we react. We control the way we respond to those things. We can choose how we react, and we always want to do it in the way that's going to make us be in that happy way. Soy Pablo López, un latino en Minnesota.